On most afternoons in Satilla Shores, nothing happens. It's a sleepy neighborhood just outside Brunswick, Georgia. Quiet streets, pale oak trees draped in Spanish moss, retirees on porches who think watching the street is the same thing as keeping it safe. The kind of place people point to and say, "Nothing bad ever happens here." And that is exactly why what happened on February 23rd, 2020 shouldn't have been possible. Because on that day, a 25-year-old black man named Ahmaud Arbery went out for a run. He did not come home. And the most terrifying part is this: the men who chased him believed they had the right to. Just before 1 p.m., Ahmaud is jogging through Satilla Shores. He's wearing a t-shirt, shorts, and running shoes. No mask, no bag, no weapon. He's doing something countless people do every single day in neighborhoods just like this. Moving his body, clearing his head, minding his own life. There are number 911 calls saying, "He attacked me." There is no woman screaming for help. There is no active burglary in progress. There's just Ahmaud breathing hard, sprint rhythm smooth, cutting down the road. And then a white pickup truck slides into his path. In that truck, Travis McMichael holding a shotgun. His father, Gregory McMichael, riding in the bed with a .357 revolver. Behind them, in another vehicle, their neighbor William Roddie Bryan follows with his phone out, recording. Not calling for help, recording. They will later claim they thought Ahmaud was a burglary suspect. Police records showed there had been one report of a stolen gun from an unlocked vehicle in the neighborhood. That's it. No violent felony. No immediate threat. Nothing that legally justified what they were about to do. From that moment on, it stops being a misunderstanding and becomes a hunt. For almost 5 minutes, they don't just follow Ahmaud. They try to trap him. They swerve at him. They cut him off. Bryan even angles his vehicle toward Ahmaud like he's herding cattle, not watching a human being. Investigators later found Ahmaud's palm print and fibers on Bryan's truck, showing how close that truck came to hitting him, showing how close Ahmaud came to being crushed. Ahmaud is sprinting, dodging, trying to live. They are coordinated, armed, and calm. Then comes the part the world has now seen on video. Bryan's camera catches the white truck stopped ahead, blocking a narrow piece of road. Travis is already out in front of the truck with his shotgun raised. Gregory is above and behind in the bed of the truck, gun in hand, looking down like high ground in a war. Ahmaud has nowhere else to go. No sidewalk, no shoulder, no escape route. Just a gun pointed at him on a public street in daylight. And here's where people who watched that video later made the most evil argument. Why didn't he just stop and talk? As if a black man surrounded by armed white men in pickup trucks should negotiate. As if begging for his life would have been honored. As if history hasn't already answered that question. Ahmaud does the only thing a cornered human being can do when a loaded shotgun is aimed at his chest. He fights to disarm the man trying to control him. There's a struggle. 3 shotgun blasts. Then silence. Ahmaud Arbery collapses face first in the street. He never gets up. That is what happened in seconds. Now let's talk about what didn't happen for 74 days. No one was arrested that day. Not Travis McMichael, who fired the shotgun. Not Gregory McMichael, who helped box Ahmaud in. Not Roddie Bryan, who stalked, blocked, filmed, and then handed over his video like it was wildlife footage. At the scene, Greg McMichael, a former investigator for the local district attorney, talks to police not like a suspect but like a colleague. Bodycam later shows him describing Ahmaud as someone who looked like a suspect, saying they were just trying to make a citizen's arrest, and claiming Travis shot only after Ahmaud attacked. You can hear him insulting Ahmaud while Ahmaud is lying in the road dying. You can also see officers treating him with respect instead of putting him in cuffs. That tone mattered. That tone bought him time. Over the next hours, calls start happening, quiet calls, off-paper calls. Gregory McMichael had connections. He'd worked with prosecutors. He knew names. And what gets built almost immediately is not a case for Ahmaud but a shield for the men who chased him. On paper, what happened is softened into legal-sounding excuses. They suspected burglary. They attempted a lawful stop. There was a struggle, and then an act of self-defense. It was wrapped in technical language so that If you didn't look too hard, you might almost nod. That story, and the access behind it, kept all 3 men free for more than 2 months. But here's the problem with that version. It doesn't match the law. Georgia's citizens arrest statute at the time allowed a private person to detain someone only if they had immediate knowledge that a crime had just happened, or reasonable and probable grounds of suspicion that the person was fleeing a felony. The McMichaels admitted they had not seen Ahmaud steal anything that day. At most, they'd seen him on previous days step into an open, unfinished house under construction. Something multiple neighbors, including white residents, had done without anyone chasing them with guns. You cannot invent a felony in your head and then arm yourself like a patrol unit. And self-defense? Prosecutors would later make this painfully simple to the jury. You do not get to create the danger, corner a man with a shotgun, and then claim you had to kill him because he resisted. You don't get to start the fire and call yourself the victim of smoke. For 74 days, that didn't matter. Locally, the story stood. Nationally, almost no one knew Ahmaud's name. Then the video leaked. When the public saw the recording, saw Ahmaud running, saw the truck, saw the shotgun, saw the struggle, saw the blast, saw the body, the lie collapsed. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation took over. On May 7, 2020, Travis and Gregory McMichael were finally arrested and charged with murder and aggravated assault. Bryan was arrested 2 weeks later and charged with felony murder, aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and criminal attempt to commit false imprisonment. In plain language, using a truck to trap a man with no legal authority to do so. This is where justice starts to move, not completes, starts. In November 2021, the 3 men went to trial in Glynn County, Georgia. Prosecutors did something brutally effective. They slowed it down. They walked the jury through minute by minute, frame by frame. They reminded them, Ahmaud was unarmed. Ahmaud was running. Ahmaud tried over and over to avoid confrontation. The trucks chased him. The guns blocked him. The men escalated it. And when Ahmaud finally fought, it was because they gave him no other way to stay alive. The defense kept repeating citizen's arrest and burglary suspect and self-defense. But the jury wasn't being asked to judge a theory. They were being asked to judge what they could see with their own eyes. And what they saw was not a lawful detention. It was 3 men acting like they owned a public street and the right to decide who was allowed to exist on it. On November 24, 2021, verdicts were read. Travis McMichael, guilty on all counts, including malice murder. Gregory McMichael, guilty of felony murder and the rest. William Roddie Bryan, guilty of felony murder, aggravated assault, false imprisonment. In January 2022, the judge sentenced Travis and Greg McMichael to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Bryan was sentenced to life with the possibility of parole after 30 years. The judge said what everyone watching already felt. After the shooting, none of them tried to help Ahmaud. They just left him there. That lack of humanity became part of the sentence. But the story wasn't finished, because this case was never just about murder. It was about motive. In February 2022, all 3 men stood before a federal jury, this time on hate crime charges and attempted kidnapping. Federal prosecutors showed texts, messages, and language from the defendants laced with open racism. They argued that these men didn't chase Ahmaud because he was suspicious. They chased him because in their minds, a black man running through their neighborhood didn't belong unless they said he did. That jury didn't take long. Guilty, all counts. In August 2022, they were given additional federal sentences. The message, now in the record of the United States government, was simple. You do not get to hunt a black man in America and call it neighborhood watch. There's one last twist, and it's not on the street. It's in an office. After Ahmaud was killed, the local district attorney's office did not immediately move to arrest the men who chased him. Gregory McMichael had worked with that office before. Investigators later said officers at the scene believed they had probable cause right then and were told to stand down. That decision led to criminal charges against former Brunswick District Attorney Jackie Johnson, who was accused in 2021 of using her position to protect Gregory McMichael. That was rare. A prosecutor charged for allegedly shaping justice around a defendant instead of a victim. But in early 2025, A Georgia judge dismissed the remaining charges against her. Legally, she walked. The system bent, then snapped back. So what do we call this ending? Travis McMichael will die in prison. Gregory McMichael will die in prison. William Roddie Bryan will likely die in prison. The state of Georgia and the federal government both said, on the record, that what happened to Ahmaud Arbery was not self-defense. It was not protection. It was not a misunderstanding. It was a race-motivated killing in broad daylight on an American street. That sentence matters. It matters for juries that will sit in other rooms. It matters for mothers who refuse to be quiet. It matters because Satilla Shores can never again say, "Nothing bad ever happens here," and expect anyone to believe it. Ahmaud Arbery went for a run. He should have come home. He didn't. But the men who tried to write the story for him did not get the last word. His mother did. A jury did. The law did. And for once, not perfectly, not cleanly, not quickly, justice didn't look away. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future deep dives into the most shocking true crime cases. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more true crime cases that demand to be heard.